Live from our hurricane headquarters with real-time analysis from some of the nation's top meteorologists, this is Tracking the Tropics, powered by Bose Electric.
Buckle up, your tropics are awake now. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Tracking the Tropics. I'm meteorologist Rebecca Berry here at our WFLA streaming studio. And joining us, we have a special featured meteorologist. He is no stranger to tracking the tropics when a storm is rolling through. Please welcome Justin up from SNN, our sister station, and also a WFLA meteorologist here. Thank you so much for joining us, Justin.
My pleasure, Rebecca.
Oh,
Things
man.
are heating up. My goodness.
They are.
Finally.
They are. And I'm so glad that you're coming this week because the last couple of weeks we haven't had a whole lot to talk about. And I'm so glad you're here when we do have something to talk about. The tropics are heating up. I know you guys might have a lot of questions. If you want to ask us a question or comment and weigh in on what you're seeing out there, you do have to use a hashtag for us to be able to pull up your comment. And so the hashtags today are hashtag Hey Rebecca or hashtag Hey Justin. And then we'll be able to pull your comment up on screen. We'll be able to answer your questions. But let's get to exactly what's going on right now while you get those questions typed in with the hashtags Hey Rebecca and hashtag Hey Justin. The tropics are waking up, and so that's what we're seeing out there right now. We've got two potential areas of development and a tropical storm out there, and I'm sure if you've seen Facebook, there's more behind that according to the forecast models. And so these are the areas of development that we're seeing. We've got a 10% chance over the next 2 days for this area to develop, a 30% chance over the next 5 days. We've also got tropical storm Dexter up there. So Dexter formed Sunday night. The current winds are around 40 miles per hour. That minimum central pressure is 1,005 millibars. It did slow down in forward motion just a little bit. Yesterday, it was moving to the northeast at 15 miles per hour. Today, it's moving to the northeast at 12 miles per hour, but it is in no man's land. It is 400 nautical miles north of Bermuda. And so that's the closest reference, basically, that we have to where it is. And it's going to stay in no man's land. This is our very favorite type of tropical system. Gets a name off the list, cools the ocean down a little bit as it's moving over those hot sea surface temperatures, and it's a fish storm. It's staying out, not even affecting anyone. It is going to move into some cooler waters by Thursday, and that will further weaken this tropical storm into a depression and just a low pressure system, a rainmaker for the open North Atlantic, not headed anywhere. And I don't really expect much of this to change because take a look at all the forecast models. None of them have it going anywhere. That one little forecast line does bring some rain to the Azores a little bit later on in the week, but it would be nothing at that point, because it is over such cool water. And so if you do have any questions about Dexter or any of the other systems we're watching, please use those hashtags, hashtag Hey Rebecca and hashtag Hey Justin, so that we can get those questions answered. All right, let's move on to that second area of development that's a little closer to home. It's over in the Atlantic off the east coast of Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. And so we do have slightly better chances for it to form. I wanted to show you guys what the Euro shows in terms of potential formation. Now, this doesn't mean that this is exactly what's going to happen, but it is one of the forecast models. And so I just wanted to show you what a likely scenario could be, and we can talk about it. And so by Wednesday, so tomorrow, we could be starting to see the first signs of a closed circulation as a low starts to form. And this is hundreds of miles from the coast. It's still very weak at that point. The Euro kind of favors it turning north almost immediately. And so if it did form, it would be more likely take that turn to the north. If it doesn't form, it'll most likely not take that turn to the north, because systems that are stronger, not that this is going to be a stronger system, but systems that form do tend to curve. And so it looks like a big rainmaker for the Carolinas and the Outer Banks there. And so by Friday, we could be looking at a potential weak low or a tropical storm, something like that, off the coastline of the Carolinas. Now, notice what it's doing south of that for us. You know, I'm selfish. I'm looking at the weekend forecast, trying to figure out if we're going to go fishing or not. It does drag some tropical moisture across the state. And so that's one thing that it may enhance our chances for rain Friday, even into Saturday. Look at all that tropical moisture. It kind of drags with it. And so once again, moving out of here by the weekend, I don't think this has a chance to be a strong storm. I don't see anything that would hint at rapid intensification. I don't really see anything that would cause us to any major concern here in Florida. I do think the Carolinas may be in for some potentially flooding rain. You know, weaker systems like this is probably going to be, if it does form, produce a lot more heavy rainfall. The rain's not evenly distributed around the center of rotation, and so we do often see flooding. And the Carolinas tend to be flood prone, especially once the moisture gets inland a little bit within all the mountains. So that would be my primary concern with that system. Here's the other system we're watching. It has a 50% chance to develop, and forecast models are in pretty good agreement that we will see some development over that region in the open Atlantic there. And here's what the Euro does with that system. See that X off of the Cabo Verde Islands there? And so that's what they're calling that 50% chance to develop. But it almost immediately turns north and would be a fish storm. I want to draw your attention to the second system exiting the coastline of Africa, because that's what everybody's talking about on social media. We'll get to that in just a moment. But it does look like another system will be forming right behind it. So after this makes that turn to the north, this system forms a little bit further south. And so that's why everyone's losing their mind on social media, is that this one does look like it could end up impacting land and might not be a fish storm. And so let's talk about why we're seeing such development right now. We've got really low wind shear right over where these storms may potentially form. So we don't have that force that would keep things quiet or weak. It's just basically prime and ripe for formation. And also the formation zone where we're talking about these systems forming has some warm sea surface temperatures. Nothing above average, nothing like last year, but we are talking upper 80s and low 90s, a little bit warmer as you get closer to the Windward and Leeward Islands there. But that main development region does have a lot of heat in it right now. Nothing crazy like last year, but nothing, of course, that would stop it. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Are you ready, Justin?
Yeah, let's do it.
Have you seen all the social media posts?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, guys, calm down.
Yes.
And so we call it a GFS-icane for a reason. So the GFS model in particular loves to spin up a storm 10 to 14 days out and bring it straight for Florida or straight for the United States. And so if you've been on social media and you've seen those crazy Facebook posts about next weekend there's going to be a Cat 5 right here, please ignore it. Please don't share it, because it's just too soon to tell what might happen. And this is just a pattern that we see with the GFS so often, right, Justin?
Absolutely. And the key thing with it is it's so far out. There's so much that can happen. And we see this, like you mentioned, year after year. So it's just one of those things that we'll continue to watch and monitor. But I mean, it's interesting to look at. Gives us an idea that the hurricane season is alive and well. But certainly, this is not the Lord's gospel truth that we're looking at here.
No, we're not canceling our vacation to the Outer Banks 2 weeks from now over this right now. This is just something that we see very often. If you'll remember earlier in the season, it was like early June, people were losing their mind over some GFS-icanes. Do you remember those posts flying around? Never happened, did it?
Definitely not.
No.
So.
Okay, now I do, I'm obsessed with AI, so I wanted to also bring the new Google AI forecast model into the conversation to see what it thinks is going to happen. So give me a second here. I'm going to stop this. And so this is the Google AI model. So what we're looking at is, of course, Tropical Storm Dexter up there, and its forecast path. But you'll also see little blue dots popping up as I start to play this. That's ensemble markers for this forecast model. So let's just look at what Google's looking at over the next couple of days, basically following that same track for Dexter. Nothing, but I'm watching down here to see when we're going to start to see those ensemble markers start to pop up. And so here's the first one right here, and they're pretty widespread. So that's the fish storm. They're the potential fish storm that may form, and there's pretty confident on the Google model as well that it's going to make that turn north. And then here's that second system that the GFS is losing its mind on. And it's pretty widespread on where it forms, but it does start to look like likely formation in that formation zone for the Google AI model, but no consensus. I've been watching the Google AI model for a couple of weeks now, and when it has consensus, those dots are all right on top of each other. So this widespread pattern, I'm pretty sure means that it has no idea what's going to happen.
Correct. I think the concern, too, that it's at such a low latitude, and it's kind of riding the bottom of that ridge and working its way to the west. But as you can see with this model spread, I mean, it's all over the map.
Yeah, it could be anything. And so I'm going to turn on the Euro and the high-res Euro and that couple other forecast models, and I'm going to back it up. So let's see. Here's where the Euro drops off. And so you can see that model spread is wide as well and would be very, very, and then the next gen model is basically all over the place, which is the green dots, just like the Google AI model. So once again, even with AI, we don't know what's going to happen.
we don't have that consensus we always look for. You think about the spaghetti models we show so often. When we have a named system out there, we look for them on top of each other, and that just shows that it's all over the map, as you mentioned.
Yeah, so don't share the GFS-icane.
No. Definitely not.
Something we talked about last week, and I think is kind of interesting, especially how the forecast models are playing out for that system that's exiting the coastline of Africa right now, is how similar this could be to the 2010 hurricane season. It started the summer with a southern heat wave, especially across the Carolinas, and we know how hot it's been. They had a really quiet June with only one storm. They had a really quiet July with Bonnie and a tropical depression, and
that was the only landfalling system, too.
Yes, it was the only U.S. landfall was Bonnie. And so it just turned out to be a really quiet season for us, even though the last week of August picked up. Those pink lines are Category 3 storms, so major hurricanes, but fish storms.
Yes, staying out to sea. And that's the key, that they did recurve. So we see similar signals, I guess, in the atmosphere. But the key thing is if they stay out to sea, not bothering anyone, it's a season that you don't remember. So
yes,
hopefully that'll be the case this year. We just don't know. It's just too early to tell.
And we do expect a backloaded season based on everything that we're seeing so far. And so it was certainly a backloaded season, but it was so heavy on fish storms and so light on U.S. landfalls. We just did not see much at all out of that 2010 hurricane season. So fingers crossed here on Tracking the Tropics. Come on. Let's have a throwback season.
Right, exactly. So there's a ridge that we've been watching as of late, and we're watching these easterly waves moving off of the African continent. And we typically watch a lot of these every year over the main development region where the trade winds kind of come together. We see the convection forming. And for now, again, that ridge is in place, so everything would have a tendency to kind of work its way off to the west. But the latest one that we've been looking at with a 50% shot should recurve on the kind of the western periphery of that ridge of high pressure, keeping it out of the open waters of the Atlantic. Again, it's too early to say if this pattern will hold throughout the rest of the season, but for now, that system should stay out to sea.
That's our favorite kind of system.
Yes.
Absolutely. Cool the Atlantic down a little bit. But the questions are rolling in, Justin. So you ready for a little Q&A?
Yes.
All right.
Let's bring it on.
And so if you do want to ask us a question, you do have to use one of our hashtags. The hashtags this week are hashtag Hey Rebecca or hashtag Hey Justin. And the first one for Justin. Hey Justin, will this affect North Carolina?
Well, when we say affect North Carolina, it will more than likely affect you with heavy amounts of rain. We're not looking at an organized tropical storm or big hurricane that's going to be headed towards North Carolina. That's the first system that we talked about with the 40% shot. You can see Rebecca has the model data up there. And the Outer Banks will be favored for that center kind of scraping the coastline. But with an easterly wind flow, it's going to be breezy. We'll have squally conditions and the potential of flooding. It's low lying there, and it's that time of the year for sure.
I am worried about flooding in the Carolinas
Yes.
with that one. The next question, hashtag Hey Rebecca. So what happened to the Saharan dust? It seemed like the switch just turned off on August 1st. I know we miss our Saharan dust. Well, you want to take a look at how thin it is right now? I'm going to pull up that graphic for you here. Hold on just one second.
It's typical too. I mean, we typically see that very early in the season, and that's why it's so quiet in the beginning of June and July, and then that begins to kind of thin out. And boy, look at that graphic there. Big difference.
We miss it.
Yes, we
do.
do.
We miss our Saharan dust. It's almost like a snowbird, reverse snowbird. It goes away. All right. Hashtag Hey Justin, I enjoyed your coverage on WFLA last year. Exclamation point. Me too. My question is about rapid intensification. Very scary stuff. Are the Gulf waters forecasted to be as warm this year?
The waters are not as warm out there this year, but rapid intensification is one of those things that we continue to explore. It's somewhat of a mystery as to why we see certain storms rapidly intensify. But for what we see out there right now, temperatures are pretty close to average, slightly above normal. But if you get a storm over a very warm water, what we call a warm eddy, that's when you can get rapid intensification if the atmospherics are there. We can't forecast that unless the system is out there, but certainly something that we will be monitoring throughout the hurricane season for.
Yes, and it is a lot warmer in the Gulf, of course, and when you get closer to land. And so with the formation zones as they are this time of the year, that's really kind of concerning because typical formation for August is not only that broad zone where we're expecting the formation of that 50% chance system and potentially the one behind it that everyone's losing their mind on social media about, but also closer to the coastline. And that's where we have the energy right now and the form and the potential for the stronger storms to feed off of.
Yeah, and August is pretty much fair game across the Atlantic basin there. So we have to be on guard. It's that time of the year.
We do. Hashtag, hey, Justin, with this heat, it's definitely going to be busy. Oh, my goodness.
Yes, busy is the way it's looking right now. But again, if these systems do stay out to sea, then it's not a busy season for you and me. But we just don't know at this point where the tracks are going to set up over the open waters of the Atlantic. But there you can see the activity. Here we are, August 1st. We've got a long way to go through the peak of hurricane season, which is September 10th. Climatologically speaking, and then all the way through the end of hurricane season, in particular here on the west coast of the state of Florida, we have to watch the bitter end. A lot of our systems that affect the west coast traditionally come later in the season, and we do think this is going to be a backloaded season. There's a lot of energy out there, what we call ACE, that needs to be kind of released in the atmosphere, and unfortunately, that's the way it's kind of shaping up right now.
All right. Hashtag, hey, Rebecca, what new technology are they using this hurricane season? And so we just showed you the Google AI model. This is available to anyone. You can just Google, basically, I Google AI Hurricane Model Weather Lab, and this website pops up. And so it's going to continue to improve. You know, a couple weeks ago, we talked to an expert from the National Hurricane Center that is in charge basically of integrating new technology like AI with the current hurricane forecasts and forecast models. And it was fascinating, but he said that what would be the most interesting part to watch for us is how fast this improves, because AI might not be better than our current forecast models from the first day, but it will self-correct and self-update so much faster than our traditional models will, that we will be watching rapid growth on the technology side. You know, the Euro AI model's been out a couple of years, and we tend to really like it.
Yeah, it's one we rely heavily upon.
Yes, absolutely. But this is the Google AI model, so it's something we'll be talking about all season. Where we also show you the European AI model when it's relevant and it's part of the conversation. But I think that we're just on the cusp of these changes, and so it's going to be something that we're going to be really watching and really having fun. All right, we've got another question. I'm going to send this one over to you. Or hashtag, hey, Rebecca, do strong heat waves in the southeast correlate with fewer storms recurving? So that's an interesting thought.
Yeah, it certainly is. Again, the way the atmosphere's set up, if you got a ridge in the southeast United States, it kind of protects you, just to be honest, from a system kind of coming in of an easterly wave or something like that. So we'll wait and see if that ridge of high pressure, that heat dome, just kind of stays in place over the next several weeks. Let's hope that it does. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
We'll have to see.
Absolutely. And so that ridge or heat dome is high pressure, and high pressure keeps things quiet and dry, and that keeps things, you know, quiet and hot for us. Oh my goodness, it's been so hot lately. And so it does look like we've got a couple more questions rolling in. This is going to be your last call for questions. We have about 10 more minutes here on Tracking the Tropics. If you do have a question, you can use hashtag, hey, Rebecca, or hashtag, hey, Justin, so we can get your questions answered for you. We are still tracking, of course, those couple waves, and everyone's on social media is tracking the one behind it that the National Hurricane Center isn't even tracking yet, that GFS-Icane. So this is what we're talking about. We've got Tropical Storm Dexter. We've got the other system with a 30 to 40% chance to develop, and then the 50% chance to develop as well out over the open Atlantic. Dexter.
We've been talking about it.
Yeah.
But we're going to continue to have to talk about it on social and on TV. But it's a fish storm, and it's staying well to the north, and eventually it will weaken over the cooler waters of the North Atlantic. The Gulf Stream kind of runs through there, so that's adding some punch to it. But overall, the takeaway, it's just going to be a rainmaker for places like the Azores and the North Atlantic.
Yes. And then when we get down to our names, so we've got those two areas that we're watching. Do you think the one in the open Atlantic rolling off the coastline of Africa will go first, or do you think the one closer to the Carolinas will get named first?
That's an interesting question, Rebecca. So we got a 40% shot over the next 7 days closer to home, with a 10% shot over the next 2 days. We have a 0% chance with the wave that is off the African continent in the next 2 days, but a 50% shot over the next 7. So I think it's a toss-up.
Yeah. It could be Aaron that's closer, and then maybe Fernand
further out.
And then the one that the GFS-Icane might be Gabrielle.
Yeah.
Oh.
There we go.
Very exciting. Imelda, I always look at the I names for each season because
Yes.
that's the most retired is the I names. And so
right.
we're starting to get some funky I names.
We always say, beware the I name storm, right, in the world of meteorology.
Yes. And so you've been a meteorologist in Florida forever, just like me.
Growing old, tracking the weather.
Yes, yes. And so obviously last year was probably our least favorite hurricane season, but what others stand out in your mind?
Oh, man, I think back to last season reminded me a lot of 2004. And if you lived here in the Bay Area for a long time, it's in particular Polk County, we had Ivan and Gene and Francis, and Gene and Francis crisscrossed in Polk County near very close to Lake Wales within a 3-week time frame, very similar to what we just dealt with last year. These storms were rolling through. So, and then we didn't see anything like that until last year. So, yeah, 2004 really sticks out in my brain.
Yeah, so 20 years apart.
Yes.
Well, let's hope we can go another 20 years
Yes,
without a season like that. Oh, my
sure.
goodness. That was
Yeah,
rough. That was
it
rough.
was a rough. I was on the East Coast at the time, and the storms did make landfall near Stewart, almost in the exact same location. And wow, it was just a crazy season then as well.
Yes. And so I'm liking how this season's starting out. I hope we are heavy on the fish storms.
Yes,
That would be
that's the
very,
key.
very nice. We do often ask our featured meteorologists, like, if they're worried about something for the season or their take on the season. Do you have any thoughts, any outliers or anything you're kind of feeling? Any hunches?
I mean, it's interesting. We got that question about rapid intensification. That is always a concern with almost every storm, but in particular when we get a storm close to land, like in the Gulf or just off of the Carolina coastline. It's something that we have to be prepared for. We know that storms are stronger with this atmosphere that we have in place now. So we have to be prepared for a stronger system than what is being forecast. And it's kind of hard to relay that message many times to folks, but that's the reality of the atmosphere that we have to deal with nowadays.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I hope we don't have to deal with any rapid intensification.
No.
I think my concern, I've been thinking about it so much lately, maybe because that's what my focus on our hurricane special that we did was inland flooding. I just see these thunderstorms sitting over Polk and Highlands and Hardy and DeSoto counties every afternoon. And I think, oh gosh, it can't be good in those areas that typically get those flooding rains. And, we're only we're a little more than halfway through the summer, but it's going to be a while before we dry out.
And it's been very hot, and we know warmer air holds more moisture.
Yes.
So when these storms do fire up, they just dump heavy amounts of rain. It's the same thing when it goes to the tropics. These systems are carrying a lot more moisture when they move on shore. So flooding is a big concern in areas that we typically don't see it, Rebecca.
I think that's been the surprising part, especially of last season, with Helene moving by, and we, weren't going to get that direct impact from Helene, but we knew it ended up being the worst storm surge we've ever seen. People that have never flooded.
Yeah.
And then with the rainfall we saw from Debbie down in your neck of the woods, and then Milton's rainfall as well, just really
relentless.
Unprecedented.
Yeah, for sure. What a season.
Indeed. Once again, not our turn.
Yes.
Let's do
Someone
something else
else's
this
turn.
season.
Hopefully out to sea, like those fish storms like we mentioned. So.
I think the fish need all the rain. That would
Yes,
be very
they
good.
do. They can
This is your
handle it.
last call for questions. We're going to be wrapping it up here in just a few moments here on Tracking the Tropics. So if you do want to ask us a question, it's hashtag Hey Rebecca or hashtag Hey Justin. And I know that you have been on Tracking the Tropics more during hurricane season, but this is actually your first episode. It's got to be a little less stressful.
Yes, a little less stressful for sure, and it's enjoyable when we're watching these systems well out to sea and moving away from us. And I like this too. Also, it helps get people prepared for what is to come. So now is the time to prepare. Think about your hurricane preparations, and if you need to get your supplies, go do it now. Don't stand in lines, things of that nature, while we don't have anything threatening on the map to our region.
What's your favorite hurricane prep kind of hack? Because I feel like we're all, as Floridians, we have some expert level hacks.
So I like to take my important documents and put them in the dishwasher.
Oh, fun.
And if you haven't heard of that, it's a great place to put it. Think about it. The dishwasher's waterproof.
Yeah.
So if you do see flooding or anything like that, it's a safe place to put that. So
I love that.
Put them in a little bag, stick them in the dishwasher.
I learned a new one this year, and I might try it. They make coffee and then freeze it And that way you have coffee. You only not only have, a cooler refrigerator or a cooler freezer because it's but then they can have coffee when we don't have power.
Nice.
Oh,
People need their coffee no matter what.
We are not trying to survive a hurricane without caffeine. No.
Or around here, it's Celsius, right?
Yes, we are a little addicted to Celsius, the whole weather team, just buzzing around.
It's so true.
All right, we got a new question here. #Hey Rebecca. Have the Hurricane Center decided instead of naming the cone of uncertainty, the cone of impact, since the impact in and around the cone? And so I think they're talking about how we have been making some changes to the cone, and we try to emphasize the fact that the cone is just for the center of the storm, and it can be on the outer edge of that cone as it moves, and that the impacts are far beyond the cone. And we have talked on Tracking the Tropics about how imperfect the cone system is, Justin.
Yes.
I think most people have dropped the center line from the cone at this point.
Correct. And now we're starting to incorporate the advisories within the cone. So you can see that the hurricane watches and warnings that you typically see right along the coastline, well, those extend inland because inland locations can see tropical storm and hurricane force winds. So when we show that cone, we're trying to show now those impacts. It's more of an impact cone at this point in time. But we do know that the cone is continuing to narrow and get a lot better. It's a lot more accurate is what I'm trying to say here with the passage of each year because the track forecast is so accurate.
Yes. And so if you look back at cones from like the season you were talking about in 2004, those were wide cones. And they're almost cut in half at this point.
That's right.
Especially 3 days out. And so the width of the cone matters. That is the margin of error. So that's really interesting. I don't think people quite put 2 and 2 together with that.
It just shows how far we've come with the technology and the science of track forecasting, how much that has improved. Intensity forecast, we still have some difficulty with that, and that's what I was mentioning about rapid intensification. So we always like to tell people to prepare for one category above what is the official forecast is calling for.
That's so wise. Well, the questions are drying up, so I'm going to leave the last and final thoughts with you, Justin.
Well, I thank you for having me here on Tracking the Tropics. This has been wonderful, and I want to say I hope we don't have any storms this season landfalling, right, Rebecca?
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. It's our turn for a quiet season.
Yeah, but if we do, we will be here on Tracking the Tropics and here at WFLA, and you can always rely on us. Our entire weather team is ready. We stand ready to get you through the storm if we have something.
Indeed, we do. We hope we don't, but we are your center for accurate information that you can trust. No GFS-icanes here. We explain everything, and we keep it as zero hype as possible. And if we do get another named system, we'll probably hop on the stream really quickly just to let you know. But if we don't, and we will see you next Tuesday at 12:30 for our normal Tracking the Tropics. Thanks so much, Justin.
See ya.